Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how do you become a public speaker. It's awesome to think of somebody commanding a room, of speaking to an entire crowd, and probably thinking that that world is out of reach for you, but it's not. There's some simple steps that you can take to get into that position yourself. By the end of this video, you'll learn the importance of tapping into your core message, why practice makes perfect, and the value of networking. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. You could become a public speaker about anything at all. It could be the most random thing. My friend Rob Scheinkoff, he is an author. He has been a baseball historian. He wrote a book about people who lie about being Major League Baseball players. And that's his area of expertise, and he gives speeches about that to groups. He goes to groups and speaks about this. People lie about being major league players, they lie to their family, they lie to their friends, and then they get busted. So it's an interesting story. You can literally be an expert on anything. You know, I've been a subject matter expert on baseball player Ken Caminiti. I was invited to Houston to go speak to a group about that. My friend Jonathan Stanley, he's an expert on purpose in the workplace, and he's invited to corporate events. And companies want him to come speak to their team to inspire and motivate them to find purpose in the workplace and find meaning in what they do together. My friend Kate Vitasek from the University of Tennessee, she's an expert on collaboration. It's awesome to see her stepping into this international presence in terms of collaboration, you know, and the vested model that she's driven forward. It's really about teams and companies and people working together to achieve more together. And people pay her to come and speak to their groups. So it's awesome to see, just from those range of people, the widespread visibility, the widespread presence that you can have in public speaking, that you can literally become an expert on anything. And if you're an expert on it, you can go and speak on it. Now, obviously, different types of speeches, different topics are going to come with different value adds, different opportunities, different price points. You know, Jonathan Stanley with this purposeful performance and purpose in the workplace is a message that's better tailored toward making revenue from speeches of corporate events and those such things. You know, me speaking about 1990s baseball players, while fun, isn't something that's, you know, paying the bills necessarily in terms of keynote addresses or anything like that. So it's important to recognize how your expertise matches needs, how it opens opportunities, how the things that you're focused on are going to mean different things to different people. As with anything, as with any message you're sharing, I want you to think about your audience. You know, who are the people that would be benefiting from hearing your message? There's somebody out there who would love to hear this message, but you need to make sure to find that person or people or group. It really requires you to understand what your message is, what the opportunities are, what the benefits are for people to hear it. The more that people can benefit, the wider spread that message can go. So it's about really connecting your message with the audience and understanding what people are going to take away from it. After you think about your expertise and you think about your audience, really burrow down on your message. What is the message that you're trying to send? What is the message that you're trying to share with people? And how can you simplify it and break it down in simple ways? You know, I love being able to simplify something to its basic level, you know, throw in some stories, make it interesting. It doesn't need to be overly complex or difficult. It can be simple, simple, simple. It's just a matter of understanding your message. You want to understand your message and understand the value add. How is your message changing somebody's life, influencing somebody, inspiring somebody, motivating somebody, teaching them something new? There's a reason why your message matters, and there's a reason why people would want you to come and speak to their group, because you have something to say that resonates. So you really need to tap into your message and the impact of it and how people are going to benefit from it, because once you do that, you can fit all that together and get people excited to want to pair with you, work with you, and invite you to come speak to their group. Once you really start to figure out what your message is, it's so important to get reps and practice, to practice, 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 practice. This is, Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice. We are talking about practice. You have to practice your speech. This could be speaking to the mirror at your house and speaking out loud and giving your speech. This could be going to a small group locally. This could be going to a regional group. This could be being a part of a speaker organization like Toastmasters. It's worthwhile to practice your speech in front of different people and see how they respond. And these aren't people that are just going to tell you how great it is. These are people who are responding on the fly. What is their body language? How are they responding to this? Are they checked in? Are they checked out? Do they really want to hear this message? Or are they the right people for it? It's making sure that this message is right and fine-tuning it and continuing to work on it until you get it as strong as possible. As you develop your message, you understand your audience, you understand all these different things, you understand the value add, you want to make sure you have materials ready, that you have a speaker reel of yourself talking to a group, talking to a crowd, talking to an audience, being on stage. Even if there's no one there, just zooming in enough that you can be on stage and show people that you can be dynamic in the way that you deliver your speech. Because there's also Zoom opportunities. There could be virtual conferences that you attend that you're able to speak at too. So this isn't just about in person, this is about the bigger picture and all the opportunities that exist. You want people to have an easy way to contact you and book you. You want to have your information readily available in one-sheets or websites, and you want to have a reel. You want to have video footage that shows you giving your speech, so you can really show them what you can do. I just think it's great to be able to have those things in place. There's something that you continue to work on too. This isn't just about doing it one time, but as you develop more and more opportunities to speak and you speak to bigger groups, you can get different footage and replace your speaker reel. So it's exciting to see it grow and build over time. All right, so you have your message lined up, you understand the value of your speech, you have your speaker materials. You need to network and get your story out there and outreach and find people and connect and reach out to people and be hungry and hustle. You need to keep at it. You need to keep working. You need to connect with people. A lot of speakers will work with, NSA or Toastmasters or TEDx, and they will give these presentations in ways that are really inspiring or empowering to people. And those are great. Those are great to build confidence and build connections. There might be local, regional groups that you can connect with, to get booked for things. It's about really shaking loose your connections and your networks. It's about building your networks further, and it's about continuing to reach out because you believe so much in this message and that people are seeing value in it, that you want to spread this more widely. Now, this next tip isn't necessarily related to speaking, but it's so related to speaking at the same time. Writing a book. Writing a book is such an important step in the public speaking process. This may seem counterproductive, but bear with me here. Writing a book goes hand in hand with delivering speeches. You want to be known as the go-to expert on a certain topic. What is something that can build credibility and authority? Oh, answer is write a book. Exactly. Writing a book is such a great way to let people know that you have something to say. On top of that, as a book ghostwriter, I work with a lot of people, and some of the strongest authors I work with are people who are public speakers because they've clarified their message. They understand the value add. They understand how this all connects together, and they're great at telling stories. All these things all go together, taking your ideas for the speech and filtering them into a book, or writing a book and filtering these great ideas into a speech that you can present. Once you have that book or the other assets you're working on, coaching opportunities or what have you, but we're focusing on a book here. Once you have this book, it opens new doors, because when you give a speech and you have a book, you can actually do bulk buy opportunities where the people who are having you speak could buy up copies of your book to hand out to people. So there's more publicity and attention. And the other way goes where your book could drive and fuel people to want to work with you and book you for speeches. They go hand in hand, and there's that extra layer of opportunity that exists when you have one to the other. It's just a great way to build your authority, to let people know that you are the go-to expert, and now you can come to speak to their corporate events. It's that next level that you might not make a ton of money from the book itself, and most people don't. Most people actually lose money on the book writing process. at the same time, if you can book 2 or 3 speeches off of the book, you've now paid for the book. So there's this trade-off of what's going to bring revenue. So these things all need to work together. You know, if you want to have a successful business, successful company, successful speaker platform, whatever, it's great to have a book as a lead magnet to draw people in. And the more you can do that, and the more you can really, you know, just empower them with your message, you're going to set yourself up for so much success. So speaking and book writing go hand in hand, and it's really neat to see how one feeds off the other. If you want to learn more about how do you become a public speaker, I'd love to talk to you directly. I'd love to schedule a one-on-one call and talk about your goals, your aims, your ambitions, your message, and how a book and how a public speaking platform might really help you take the next step in your journey in life. So if you're interested in discussing that further, head to my website. It's goodghostwriter.com. You can click the link below and schedule a one-on-one strategy call with me. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.